James out from Games Rep, and I've got a special one for you today because obviously we know that Alien Covenant premiere has just happened. Alien Day has been and gone, so now it's time, before Alien Covenant gets officially released, we're going to play a mashup of Quake and Alien Trilogy. What do you get? You get Aliens Quake, but we're going to play it for the Sega Dreamcast console that I obviously review a lot of games for, a lot of homebrews for, but I thought you guys would love to see this because I'm a massive Alien fan. I know a lot of you are. You're probably all Quake fans. Mashup of the two, we get a fantastic game. Let's take a look.
So this is it. This is Quake, Aliens Quake DC. It's basically Quake that's been ported over to the Dreamcast and plays a game of Quake modified in the Aliens theme. Now it does start exactly as a Quake game would, or as you'd expect, with selecting your difficulty. Now, before we go any further, let's talk about the controls. Okay, so let's just take a look at the controls here, because the control scheme is slightly crap, one might say. Well, it's not crap, it's okay. I mean, you've got your analog stick here. Your left analog stick is for looking around. Now, these are your back, forward, and strafing left and right, as you can see here. Now, see, it is quite, as you can see, very responsive. It is very responsive, almost a little bit too responsive, but anyway. Let's just move down here. So this one here turns your motion detector on and off. So that's the bottom of the D-pad up. Changes your weapons. There you go, you got your motion tracker there. And then your left, again, changes weapons. And your right turns your motion detector on and off. This one here, your right button, as it were. No, sorry, your left is jump. And your right is, of course, fire, to shoot the shit out of those aliens. Anyway, let's go back to the game. One thing I'm sure you've already noticed is the game actually doesn't follow any of the storylines from any of the Alien movies yet. Obviously it doesn't follow Covenant because that came before Alien did. Now, I'm okay with this. I didn't need to see a game where it continued the original storyline or anything like that. In fact, this follows a alternative timeline because you actually play as Hudson. That's right. I know I got a little bit excited there with the raised voice, but yes, you do actually play as Hudson. Like I said, doesn't follow though any of the Aliens storyline. So the game plays exactly like you'd expect it to, exactly like Quake. Let's put it that way. It is basically with an alien skin. Now within that skin, what do you get? You basically get some alien sound effects, now be it from weaponry or background music, which seems to follow quite closely to the original Alien theme, I'd say. And like I said, guns as well as audio sound bites from some of the characters, like Hicks. Now obviously I mentioned the sound effects quite predominantly just because this game has the motion tracker. The one thing that terrified us all through Aliens. Yeah, that makes a nice little appearance in the game. Now, as well as that, we've also got the pulse rifle that we all would know and love from the films, as well as, like I said, some sound bites from the films themselves. Now, there's nothing different here with this game. Like I said, it is just Quake with an alien skin, but I think they do a really pretty good job at basically... But put it this way, it looks like an Aliens game. If you had never played Quake before, you would think it's just an Aliens game. There's Xenos, there's the facehuggers, and obviously the Marines as well. And in fact, there's even a queen in this. Yes, there is a queen, as you may have seen at the beginning of this video, chasing me down a corridor. Oh yes, they do feature here. So apart from the actual game being really, really difficult, and I mean that in a nice sense, because it is a hard game. So much so that all it really takes is a touch from an alien or a touch from a facehugger, and you're dead and you've got to start the level again. So one of the other issues with this is I cannot seem to get the save system to work. Now, it could be because my VMU is just filled up. I think that's all it is. So if you can save the game, fair play to you, because you will need it. This game is hard. But I think, let's face it, when you're playing an Aliens game, you want it to be hard just because it kind of adds to the actual atmosphere, because you really don't know what is around the corner of this game. It's a lot of dark corridors, there's a lot of the gloomy atmosphere built up by the sound, so it really does put you on edge. But I think, let's face it, if you're playing an Aliens game and you're not scared, then are you really playing an Aliens game? So, is the game accessible to everyone? I'd say it probably is, being that it is free. But I don't mean it in that sense. I mean, is it an easy pick up and play? Yeah. Well, yeah, it is. It plays, like I said, it plays exactly like Quake. All it really is picking up keys to open doors with some aliens along the way. That's what it is. Now, there are also the automated turrets that would normally be shooting at aliens, but for some reason in this game they're shooting at you. Now, yeah, I don't know, but they do also feature in this game. As you can see here, this is the Queen. We have finally met the old bitch, but she doesn't really look like an alien queen, does she? No, she is basically just a reskinned Quake monster. That's all it really is. It's a reskin monster that looks slightly like the Queen. The only other thing is on this game is actually the facehuggers look like facehuggers. They really do, actually. I will give them that. That is one design they've actually had to make themselves. So apart from that, do not really be expecting to see much of the expanded universe in this game, because it just doesn't feature in it. But does that really matter? So one last thing, you're probably going to want to know, where can I get it and how can I play it? Well, if you've got a Dreamcast, you can obviously burn the image of this, the ISO. There's obviously a link for this within the description of the YouTube video, so it's there to access anytime you want. It's always there. Or if you've got an emulator, Dreamcast emulator, you can do exactly the same thing. You can run it from there. Anyway, I've been out from Games Free Up. I'm going to leave you with a terrifying ending here. Hope you've enjoyed this. I'll see you soon. Bye.